Welcome back. I'm your host, Matt.
With co-host Eric, playing Super Metroid.
Part 3.
Yes. I didn't mean to pause. This'll be an entertaining one. We're gonna do a little bit of backtracking.
Oh god, I forgot how huge that one was.
Yeah, they also do a lot of damage.
No, I don't give a shit about those bombs.
I did not necessarily mean to lay a second one. Get some more power bombs here.
I like those little, like, flower things. They just have, like, a symbiotic relationship with the little, like, claw worm thing.
I don't think they're at all flowers. I think they're goopy teeth monsters.
No, I mean, like, it reminds me of...
The petal, they're kind of like petals, actually. I've never once looked at them as though those were petals.
Yeah, like, think of it like a Vileplume's head. It's like that, but instead of, having, like, the cute little oddish face on it.
They have terrifying teeth?
Yeah, and the teeth are in its head. Like, on top.
That's quite the creature that you never want to experience in your life. I don't even need to get that.
It sounds like something Japan would make up.
Not wrong.
It's like, hey, what happened to my umbrella? Oh, it became a monster. It flew away.
Living umbrella monsters are one of my favorite Japanese yokai. Yokai being the Japanese word for, like, spirit or monster kind of deal.
Weeb.
Yeah, well, you know what? I know words.
You do know words. Good job.
I'm gonna show you a neat little thing that I've probably shown you before, but super bombs and charge beam have a unique little thing they do together. If you are on super bombs and you do charge beam, while you have just one wave on, it does a neat little special attack, which up at this point you'll never have just one thing, so you only find it if you play around. So yeah, Spacer does that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Ice makes a shield kind of deal.
Oh.
The downside is you can't shoot while it's doing this. So, yeah. It shoots off eventually, yeah. And Wave probably has the most unique one. Plasma's got one too, but I don't have Plasma right now.
Whoa.
And those follow you. They're not at all helpful, but they're just kind of cool little things.
Oh, I like the Spazer one probably the most for like a damage.
Yeah, it's a cool little. But the game's got some issues here because they don't expect you to turn one on then change it, so you can get some graphical weirds.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's definitely not supposed to look like that. Especially if you go back to this, and it's real confused. It's the Ice Wave Spacer. It's just, I didn't mean to powerbomb. Nor did I mean to go that.
You did.
Nor did I mean to go that way in general. We're gonna go on a little collectathon mission now. Just kind of unveiling that on the map real quickly, so we don't have to come back to it. Yeah, those little charge-up things are a neat little addition. They're never anything that's really helpful.
I'm gonna move my chair a little bit because it's like scratching up against that wall. And that is not a nice sound.
It's not the ideal noise.
It is not. It's... I miss games like this.
Oh yeah.
Like a good action side-scroller.
Well, Nintendo finally gave us what we wanted. Samus Returns for the 3DS is fantastic.
That was most definitely a fantastic remake for probably one of the most lackluster games in the Metroid series.
Oh, Metroid 2 is not a great game. That's unfair. It's not that it's a bad game. It's got a great. I mean, it's got one of the most important. It probably has the most important story to the entire Metroid franchise. Honestly.
Oh yes, definitely.
But it's not a bad game.
I don't feel I think where they went wrong was their system choice.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that. It's not that it's a bad game. They made a good game with what they had to work with, which is to say
the classic Game Boy brick.
Not Game Boy Advance. This was game. I'm being a little lazy right here. I'm not gonna lie. They do almost no damage, so you can kind of just. You see, I took less than 30 damage doing all of that.
Oh, you still get hit by that one.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't normally get X-ray visor because I forget. I'm so used to just never getting it because it's not a thing you ever need, especially once you've played the game a lot and know where things are. It kind of throws me off when I'm trying to cycle through stuff. I'll end up on it a lot and use it on accident. But we're here not to do a speedrun, but to do a fun little showcase of how the game is. I guess would be a good way to call it.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, the show is called Crits and Misses. I mean, we're going to talk about the good and the bad.
We're going to do some things that some people could call critical hits. And I'm definitely going to mess up, and when you're playing the game, I'm sure you'll do some mess-ups, and those are the misses. I'm not going to fail the damage boost here. I'm just going to use high jump. Or I could have just frozen that guy, actually.
Yeah, but we were far off. We didn't feel like backtracking yet.
Yeah. Here's another little secret. And you play through and... God, stupid X-ray. Here's another little fun shine spark item. It's my favorite. It's just so gratifying to do that. This might be the water area. Yeah, this is the water area where you need gravity suit. I came here a little prematurely. Can't jump in water without gravity suit.
No, I mean, you can jump.
It's just you are affected by that. It was pretty clean, actually.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a good flow.
I laid that bomb at the perfect spot. Would have been pretty sad if it was like 1 pixel off. I just needed to lay another power bomb. That would have been unfortunate. Power bomb is the I don't know what to do or I want to find a secret item. You just lay it and the whole world is revealed to you. The game really likes it when you use it, so sometimes you have to use like 4 in a row.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna X-ray, I swear. I always wondered what the little symbol for the X-ray is. It's like a pyramid.
Yeah, it's well, you know, it's pyramid, but it also looks like the robot from Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Like the original one, or
Where's the
like a
return?
little pixel portrait of a Protectron.
I could see that. Where's the return to that power bomb? Yeah. Instead of doing all this backtracking right now, we're gonna head to the wrecked ship because we can do more backtracking once we get the gravity suit, but I might as well just wait until I have that later.
Yeah, pretty much.
What I will do now though is go down here.
Wow.
I don't remember. Is this another place where you need gravity? Yep. Actually, I don't think you need it.
Why? It's going to be like a speed boost place.
It is. It is a speed boost place. Or you could literally just do that. Oh wait, I think you do need speed boost. Yep. The one-time X-ray visor was useful. I couldn't remember if you could just jump up there or not.
It's the false hope meter.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the little diagonal down shot move. A little unnecessary wall jumps. Good wall jumps just speed things along. They're never necessary, they're just good for a little pizzazz.
Oh yeah. There we go. Now I can go through this door. X-ray.
X-ray visor is my least favorite thing.
I mean, and like you said before in the previous episodes, You don't need grapple beam. You don't need X-ray visor. And I mean, at the top of the bar up there, I mean that's 2 full things you don't have to scroll through.
It's true. That really speeds things up when you're navigating those menus. You don't keep passing things on accident. As intuitive as this game is, and as much as I love it, you need to press one button to cycle through that top menu. So if you're on missiles, you can't go back to your regular beam until you cycle through everything, which can be annoying, especially if you don't want to shoot super missiles.
Correct.
You can, however, use your normal beam while you're on power bombs. So that's a good thing to just sit on. But then you can also, in the same time, accidentally lay super bombs when you're trying to lay a normal bomb.
Yep.
If you've got a decent supply, it doesn't really matter all that much. I'm actually going to show you a quick little thing. This isn't really... They put this floor here because they expect you, once you fire through the game, to just always be holding Speed Booster, because there's little reason to let go of Speed Booster in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So, they expect you to be powering through, exploring, you get that Speed Booster, and you kind of just plow through this wall. You're also going to fall down here. And when you fall down here, there's no hope of coming back. You're like, what do I do? So you're like, well, maybe there's a way back. You see the little bird thing, but it's not an enemy. It's specifically not an enemy. Which is peculiar, because literally everything up until this point in this game has hurt you. There's an HP restore, and there's nothing else in this room, right?
Correct.
So you're like, how the hell do I get out of here?
You think? Wall jumps?
Wall jumps might be able to do it, but technically you might not even know how to wall jump right now. So you follow this bird thing, and he doesn't. And you're like, what the hell did that bird just do? And he's still gone. He comes back, and so you follow him. And he runs all this way, and then you run with him, and he's blinking, and he's blue like you, and he ducks, and he shoots up. So this is this game's way of teaching you. You start running, you turn blue, you duck, and then you look up and you jump.
Yep. And that right there is, even if you were good at wall jumps and you didn't know about shine sparking, if you tried to wall jump up there without trying to do that shine spark, you would still just be stuck.
Yeah, you'd get stuck to that wall, and you'd be like, well, what do I do? And I really like that. It's the game's way of teaching people how to shine spark without some person being like, oh, hey, here's a tutorial, this is how video games work. There's none of that. The game doesn't do you any hand-holding. It makes you figure out how to do it. Not by telling you, but by showing you. And that's something that I appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm not one who loves hand-holding. Useless X-ray visor just to be like, well, maybe there's something in this room? No. Although I will say, X-ray visor, if you feel like taking forever, is useful. Because you see this room, and you're like, well, maybe I'll keep using X-ray. You see that hole. In this game, look at the developers. They expect you to run through in this room. They want you to run, but if you don't jump, you fall down a hole, and then you gotta go a long way back. And if you make that jump, your reward is an energy tank and a super missile, which are the 2 best things you can possibly find. And
yes.
They're back to back, and that is just a delightful room right there. But we're gonna fall down here anyways. When I was a kid, I found this area, and I fell down this hole, and I went through this room, and I was playing a game, so I encountered a save room, and you save. And this is the biggest trap this game has. Next to the Shine Spark thing, because
yes,
the bird teaches you Shine Spark, and I'm just gonna disregard it. Well, gonna get hit by that thing is what I meant to say. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I was trying to treat this as like it was a Mario game, and the one whole platforms weren't there. So you get to this room, you see these guys, you try shooting them because they're an enemy, and you watch them, and you're like, well, what are they gonna do? You jump on the wall, and you're like, how do you do that? So you see them jumping at the wall and then jumping back, so you try it, and they're what teach you how to wall jump. Again, nothing in this game ever popped up and said, hey, you can wall jump. So up until now, you might not know that you can do that.
Sure. I mean, if it's first time person playing.
First time playing, why would you assume that you can wall jump? And they get to the top and they celebrate, and they go back down and they keep doing that, just like the bird showed you how to do the speed boost or shine spark. Those guys teach you how to wall jump. Now, when I was a kid, wall jumping is not the easiest thing, but it's definitely not the most advanced tech. But it's, you know, it can be challenging your first time getting used to it. And that saved it being down there. I foolishly went down there, found a new area, so I saved, and I was stuck down there. Could not get out of there. I just couldn't do it. I, as a kid, could not grasp the wall jump. I think I was stuck there for a few days before I finally got it. But this was, you know, back when I could only play games for like an hour or two.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're young, you don't know what you're doing, so that's why I'm good at wall jumping now. I practiced. I got stuck there as a kid. These guys,
screw that little guy.
I don't know why. Those things only die from one thing, and it's the grapple beam. I have no idea why. I don't know why that's a thing. That's just how it is.
I don't know. Maybe they just don't like static electricity.
The downside to Ice Beam is even if you kill the thing with one shot with anything else, it will freeze. Speed Booster is just a gratifying thing to do. It's just so much fun to blow past things and disregard them. We're gonna do another little fun shine spark up here. I meant to do diagonal.
Whoa!
Whoa! We're just gonna do a little item gathering and exploring real quick, like. That X-ray visor. Never once do I mean to do it on purpose. Except for that one time. Just gonna collect some more. Our friend Power Bomb.
Your friend and mine, the Power Bomb.
Power Bomb, our close and personal best friend. My friend and your friend too. The natural ally to the natural enemy of all walls and hidden secrets. Oh, I missed. This ship is a nice little full recover. It covers all your missiles, all your super missiles, and all your power bombs.
And it's a save.
And it's a save. Yeah. It's a full restore.
Yep, so I guess to show you, the ship is the safest place.
Your ship is a nice recharge area. And I'm sitting on a nice 100 missiles right now. More than I usually have when I'm playing through this game quick, but we're going a little slower, we're having a little bit more fun. A little more exploring than I would normally do. Now, we previously said, obviously, you get here and you're like, well, water. What do we do here? You get grapple beam. You can come to this area before you have grapple beam, but you're not going to get very far without it. You can, however, as we said, you can do this whole game without grapple beam, so it is possible. Now we're gonna do a little fun stuff here. I'm gonna give it a try or two before I give up. But Shine Spark has a lot of practical uses and a lot of you can do a lot of skips with it.
I janked that one.
That was not my best, but it's okay. Sometimes take that 1 damage knee tackle to the wall.
You'll get it.
There's a lot of
you'll get it.
The Shine Spark is sometimes awkward because there you go. You do that and you fly through this room and you never need grapple beam. That is this spot right there and this outdoor area are the only 2 places where grapple beam is ever mandatory to advance. So you can do it another one here, and there's a little There's a little trick, because the developers didn't want you to shine spark through here, so they made it so when you run, you have not enough room to get into blue mode, unless you do a little go up instead. There's a neat little thing some people found out where if you don't hold the dash button when you start moving, because normally you want to go fast, so you hold dash all the time. But if you actually do about 3 steps and then start holding dash, you'll hit blue mode a little bit faster. And I'm gonna keep going up instead. Sometimes you go up when you need to go left. But you get to the blue a good distance before you normally would. You know, we're just gonna use grapple beam.
Yeah, at this point.
I could try that 3 more times, but you get the point. The point is, oh my god, are you kidding me?
Good job there. You know, one thing that really irritates me about this area is that the pillars holding up those platforms look like ladders.
Yeah, right? Why aren't they ladders? Why can't Samus just climb a ladder?
This is Metroid. There's no such thing as ladders.
No such thing as climbing. She has power armor. Spoiler alert, she is a girl. Samus Aran is a girl. Here's what the game shows you. Here's what the game shows you that you can grapple those dudes, in case you weren't aware. Yeah, she's got a power armor created by Magic Bird people. She's got an arm cannon.
Magic Space Bird people.
Magic Space Bird people, yes. It's a clarification that it's very important. Spooky ghosts.
Oh no.
She's got missiles, she's got a grapple beam, she's got an X-ray visor, she can see through walls. She cannot climb a ladder though. She can jump real good, but disregards ladders.
It's like it's like when a kid thinks, like, oh, I don't need to ride a bike anymore because I can run faster than a bike, and you're like, okay then.
I mean, you can't run faster than a bike.
No.
I can for like 10 feet. I thought he was gonna cock block the super missile, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looked like he was really about to just block that shit.
When I was young, I used to always use your super missile to that door because it makes you use a super missile to open the green door. And then there's a boss fight right here, so your logic is that you want to fill up on super missiles. This is the most terrifying thing in the world, by the way. He's also real gross. His name is Phantoon. Kind of like Phantom, but not quite.
He's the Phantom Balloon.
He's a phantom. He's a phantom balloon. He's got little tentacles and so your natural instinct up until this point has been super missile bosses, right?
Yeah, pretty much, because they deal a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. This guy does not like super missiles. He does a special attack that I have never been able to dodge as a kid. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make him do it. And now that it's been revealed to me, I do realize he does it the second you do super missile. This attack is really hard to not get hit by. Like, no matter what you do, those fireballs hit you. I'm sure other people know, but I've never known. Like, I don't know what the right order... I swear one didn't hit me then. Oh, that's the first time I didn't get hit. But he only does that if you shoot a super missile at him. But if you just wail on him with normal missiles...
Did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until recently. Not gonna lie, I was watching... I don't remember who or what I was watching, but they said that if you use missiles, or you use super missiles, that's when he does that attack. Well...
That was the first time I noticed that the eyes were in the fire.
Yeah, it's terrifying. He's a horrifying boss. This thing gave me nightmares as a child. Not really, but, you know, no, I did not mean to pause. Hey, you see, he's not doing that annoying attack.
No, he hasn't done it since you hit him with the missile.
Yeah. And other than that, he's not really threatening. In fact, he leaves you things to heal you. The only thing that's difficult is that one attack that constantly hits me. if you just wail on him with normal missiles, he never does the attack, and he's actually really easy. Come on, buddy. He spawned that one in my hitbox. That's just not nice.
No.
Yeah, he's definitely not threatening without that one attack. But that's the thing. Nothing would tell you. Oh wow, I got like hell missiles.
Yeah, there are a lot of missiles.
There's nothing to tell you that don't use super missiles in this boss.
Yeah.
Because every other thing up and now until now has been kill things with one missile. Up
Yeah.
until now, everything's been kill it with a super missile or a lot of super missiles. This guy in particular really doesn't like him.
Whoa. He doesn't just disappear. He whips.
He goes crazy. He also drops a lot of super missiles, ironically enough. And now the power's back on. I guess it's assumed he was draining the power from this place. This little guy. This Dalek wannabe. Although he has legs, he can go upstairs. He's the next evolution of Dalek. Look at him. What purpose does he serve?
That is good. You know what you know what it truly reminds me of?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the robots from that one episode of Tom and Jerry where they were on a space station.
I vaguely remember that episode.
It's like, Tom was like the security guard, and he had robots that worked on the station.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it's definitely the way they move that reminds me.
I love the
that.
bwah bwah noise that they make when they walk around. I like how those things are all busted out now. Now the power's back on, so all these gray doors are now available to us. Which we get some more super missiles. Super missiles are the best upgrade. They're the best find. They're by far the most powerful way to dispose of bosses, and the more you have, the better. Except for Phantoon. Don't use them on Phantoon.
No, do not. You will only make the fight harder.
Yeah, I never knew that. That's the first time I've ever done that fight without it. And, whoops. Like, they don't have arms.
Nope. It's just they are legs.
Right. Okay, there we go. More super missiles. The next boss we fight is gonna have a bad day. Actually, the next boss we fight, we're not even gonna use super missiles. I have a fun way to dispose of the next boss.
Okay, so we're going to that boss now.
Well, we're gonna get gravity suit first.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, that I can't imagine.
Meridia with no gravity suit.
I can't imagine trying to beat Meridia without a gravity suit.
I mean, it's designed to not be possible. I'm sure people have found a way to do it. I don't know why you'd want to do that.
No.
Just no. Just hard no on that.
What the hell is that thing in the background? Is that a computer screen?
I always wondered that.
Or are they like
Trapped creatures?
Well, no, it's definitely got to be a computer screen because you can see the
Oh yeah, there's like the staticky lines.
staticky lines.
We're playing on a much bigger screen, and with the Super Nintendo Classic, it's much higher resolution too. So I'm seeing a lot of things I've never seen before. This room has all gray doors, and the annoying thing is, as we mentioned, once you shoot a door with the lock that it has, it becomes a blue door. So if you only open one of those doors and go through them, They will still be gray doors when you go back, the other 2 doors, unless you open all of them first. So you definitely want to make sure when you're going through to open all those doors before moving on, so you don't have to kill all the enemies again. I feel bad for those robots. All they want to do is walk around and you kind of just trap them in a hole forever. It's their fault for being developed poorly.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're not accomplishing much in life, only having the ability to walk. Taking some damage, but we're going through a little fast. I'm not trying to take forever.
No.
This is one power-up that always annoyed me. Up here. I don't know how the game intends you to find this. Whoa, that was weird. There's a guy moving around all the way up there. Are you kidding me? That was depressing. Why do these things exist, by the way? What is their purpose in life?
To be platforms.
They're just... Are they alive? They look mechanical, don't they?
No, they could be alive.
Oh, and of course you just leave the spot. There's a missile in the wall right there. I mean, I guess these things are out here for a reason, but... If you don't happen to ride this one all the way there... This is one of the more well-hidden upgrades, I would say.
Okay.
They're not fast.
No, not in the slightest. I mean, you would think that just the regular turtles would move at this speed.
I think the robots designed for flying as platforms would go a little bit more quick. It doesn't look like we're moving, that's the weird part. Because of the background.
Yeah.
No! Oh, fuck it.
Um,
I apologize for everything that just happened. Look, this is a 100% run. We're just gonna ignore it. I showed you it was there. And then I failed miserably.
Yep.
This part's real rude, because there's a power bomb, there's a hole there, and that drops you back all the way to the beginning. And unless you...
It's like that?
Mm-hmm. That's not what I wanted to do.
No.
But it's what happened. I regret everything that just happened.
That was definitely not kind to you.
Yeah, I mean... It's not a nice thing to do. That was a worse thing to happen.
That was absolutely worse.
That was infinitely worse. Out of all of the outcomes, that was the least desirable. I'm now afraid that that's gonna happen again. I'm like moving so calmly.
Oh, that'll happen again.
I just really didn't want that to happen again. Okay, run back here. We're gonna go back up this place. I'm gonna touch the guy in accident and be on grapple beam instead of power bombs. I love how the power bomb lags the game for a few seconds.
Oh yeah.
It's very intense. The Super Nintendo can only handle so much. In its defense.
Mm-hmm.
It tries its best. Super Nintendo is by far my favorite console. I played it a whole lot.
I can't deny that because the system came out with so many.
The library is just so extensive. It's got so many like instant classics. The PS1 would probably, or PS2 probably has my vote for second best console of all time.
They did do a lot for PS2.
Sony just made great game after great game on that console.
I mean, don't get us wrong. There are some bad games for that.
Oh, there's a whole lot of bad games.
Yeah,
that would be like me saying there's no bad Super Nintendo games.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, we can both definitely agree that. I mean, well, no, I can't even say that. The bad games that we know and that exist for the Super Nintendo. I mean, you can't say that they are definitely the worst compared to some of the bad games from the PS2, because I think they both have equally bad games.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, and here's your helpful friend.
This is one of my favorite guys right here. He's
There
yeah,
you go.
I was 1 pixel off apparently.
It's like,
I like how
I don't call him Kobe Bryant for nothing.
he's balling. He just walks you.
He takes it straight to the basket.
He's going for the dunk. Where is he walking us to, Matt?
Well, you see, he's taking us to the special floor.
The secret stairwell only he knows where it goes?
The secret stairwell that only he can have access to. Not only does he know where it's at, he's the only guy who can get there.
You know what the stairwell leads to?
No, I can't remember that part.
It leads to the next episode.
Oh.
Yeah, well we'll see what's through that door next episode.
Oh.